They had engineers. They had philosophers. They had laws, armies, libraries, and innovation. Some of them were centuries ahead of their time. And yet, they collapsed. Not because they were primitive, but because they were human. We often assume that intelligence guarantees survival. If a civilization is advanced, if it has strong institutions, if it produces thinkers, scientists, architects, surely it will endure. But history tells a different story. Intelligence alone does not prevent collapse. Sometimes it accelerates it. Because collapse is rarely about a lack of knowledge. It is about how knowledge is used and who it serves. Consider the Roman Empire. They built roads that still exist today, aqueducts that carried water across miles, a legal system that shaped the modern world. Rome was not foolish. It was brilliant. But brilliance created confidence, and confidence slowly became complacency. Rome expanded beyond what it could sustainably control. Its bureaucracy grew heavier. Its military became politicized. Its wealth concentrated in fewer hands. The system became complex but fragile. When pressure came from outside, the cracks were already there inside. Rome did not fall in a single dramatic moment. It weakened gradually, until it simply could not hold itself together. Now look at the Maya civilization. They understood astronomy with stunning precision. They built massive pyramids. They created one of the most advanced writing systems in the ancient Americas. They were intelligent, but intelligence did not protect them from environmental stress. Evidence suggests prolonged droughts, overfarming, population pressure. They knew the stars, but they could not stop the sky from withholding rain. Sometimes, collapse is not about ignorance. It is about a system that becomes too rigid to adapt to new reality. When the Aztec Empire encountered Spanish conquistadors, they were not primitive. Their capital was a marvel. Clean canals, advanced agriculture, complex governance. But their worldview did not anticipate what arrived. Foreign diseases, unfamiliar warfare, internal political fractures. They underestimated the speed of disruption. And by the time they understood the threat, the system was already unraveling. Overconfidence is dangerous, especially when a civilization believes it is untouchable. Across history, collapse follows a pattern: growth, complexity, inequality, rigidity, shock, fragmentation. The smarter a civilization becomes, the more complex its systems grow. But complexity requires energy, resources, trust. When those weaken, complex systems do not bend easily. They snap. Civilizations are not machines. They are collections of human decisions. Fear influences leaders. Greed influences policy. Pride delays reform. History shows us something uncomfortable. Most collapses were visible long before they happened. Warnings existed. Critics spoke. Evidence accumulated. But change is difficult when power benefits from the status quo. Intelligence does not eliminate ego. In fact, it often justifies it. Every advanced society believes it has solved history. Technology feels like armor. But history is not defeated by innovation. It is shaped by behavior. When inequality rises, when institutions lose trust, when systems grow too complex to reform, intelligence alone cannot save them. Because collapse rarely begins with destruction. It begins with denial. Here is the twist. Smart civilizations did not collapse because they lacked intelligence. They collapsed because they believed intelligence made them invincible. They mistook advancement for immunity. But survival is not about being the smartest. It is about being adaptable, humble, willing to change before change becomes unavoidable. History does not punish intelligence. It tests wisdom. The difference is subtle. Intelligence builds systems. Wisdom maintains balance. Every civilization that fell once believed it would last forever. The question is not whether societies are smart. The question is whether they can remain flexible when success makes them rigid. Because history does not repeat itself in exact detail, but it repeats its patterns. And patterns do not care how advanced we think we are. If this made you think differently about progress, then perhaps history has already done its job.